How's it going, everybody? Kyther here, and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory, where last time we finally got around to making our aluminium over here with the use of a storage, temporary, more permanent storage place over there, connecting it to the base via this tower horizontal connection, very similar to the one that is over there, kind of. And it's pretty much really all we did. It wasn't a lot. But in doing so, realized we're going to need this to be about somewhere between 5 to 7 times bigger than it currently is. I'm also just going to mention that there may or may not be an episode of Satisfactory next week, depending how time goes. Might not get enough time to record it. But anyway, let's get on to what we're going to do today by expanding this, as well as expanding and redesigning that building. We're going to start today with working out how big this factory of foundries is going to be. Because I've sort of done some number crunching, and it's not as, I suppose, I don't think it was as big as what I was initially thinking last episode. But for a minimum amount of these for future items, so the battery, turbo motor, radio control unit, well, they're that air quote, well, these are the end items, but this one requires all of these two. We are going to need a minimum for just those 12 foundries, which is a lot, because each foundry also requires 1,000, that one's not turned on, 1,007, was it? 105 bauxite, and at the moment we've only got enough silica to produce or have one of these running. So that's issue Uno 1, but Uno issue 2 would be that we wouldn't even have the resources to be making the conveyor belt 5s, which is just the alkali sheets, which is after this, and uses copper. We have copper down there, so hopefully we're fine with copper. Hopefully, I say that begrudgingly. But yes, we're going to need more than 12 foundries to be safe. And we're also more than likely going to need a lot more bauxite. Whether we end up dealing with the lack of bauxite today will be a different story. We'll find out that later. The other thing is, I'm opening all the wrong things, is that one of these belts can provide enough bauxite to 7 of these, and then we have 45 extra at the end of that. So I don't think this one's going to be different. We've been doing this sort of even split method for the majority of things, except for the new one over there. I don't remember what I did over there. So I think this time we're going to be using the overflow method, but we're going to be tweaking it just a little bit. And also this building design is going to be very different to what I have done previously. And for now, we're just going to let this one stay here running, which is going to be in the road. But I want to fill up this aluminium, damn it, it's because of the way I read it here. I'm going to let this fill up with the aluminium, so we can sort of manually make the things and upgrade and get better mining machines and stuff, because we're going to need to make a couple of things manually before everything can be fully automated. And I now have 14 of these foundries ready to go. They're not all going to be going. 7 per side, so we'll just have the 2 lines for the 2 trucks of the bauxite that we have at the moment. I don't think that's going to be enough, because we've probably only got enough to really just do 1 line at the moment with the rate that it's coming in, but it'll be interesting to see. So power is a bit of an annoyance because it's sort of blocking the view here, but what we've got is a line of splitters going down here, and they're merging in the middle. So we've got the very beginning. We have our input coming in from this side, and this side over there is pretty much mirrored of this side. But input coming in here, we're splitting it half to go to one end, the other half starts here, and then they go down, and they merge in the center one, and then they just file on through. Bottom one's going into the right side, top going in to straight ahead. So, ready for some numbers and lag being shot up into the sky. We need 1,260 silica. This is for just having all of these running. And 1,470 bauxite. So with the numbers that we have for these miners, that's not going to happen. That's why I was saying we're going to make some Mark 3 miners to get close to that, at least for the bauxite. I'm pretty sure we're going to need another node. Hey train, you go and get the bauxite. The other thing is, we're probably either going to have to extend the train station or split it so that the quartz and this train are on separate lines. But good news is, in the experimental branch, there's a new update out, and it sort of fixes the ghost train things that happen that I showed ages ago down here. And so when that comes over to the proper thing, we won't even have to split this line up. So I think just for now, we'll deal with the one line, and then once that update happens, we can probably split this train station into two, being a train this side, a train that side, one for quartz, one for the bauxite. And we won't have the annoying ghost trains happen. Now that that is done, we can move over here to redo our silica production by tearing this out and changing it for the... what are they called? The assemblers, and make more. We just have to deal with getting the limestone first. And unfortunately, because I haven't been over here, I gotta break it manually first. But me placing down a miner is kind of boring, since we've done it a bajillion amount of times. So that's that for now, for the limestone. As I said, time to dismantle all of this, and then I'll get into the numbers of also what's required for this as well. Alright, so now we're empty roomed again. The amount of assemblers that one requires, I actually wanted to put that in there so I could have it for this entire building, is 18.6 repeating of the buildings. I think we have to put that. I don't think we can put that up against the wall, can we? Was it because of my thing that I placed there? Nope, can't put them up against the wall. Yeah, fine. Splitter, merger, it's a splitter. But I want to see how many we can fit across here on the floor that we currently have. Either going to be 4 or 5. It's like it's going to be 4. Damn it. Well, that's still fine. So, with the 18.6, that's just that over there with the making the aluminium. But we still need 120 to go into that building. So we're just going to go with an even 20 of these. And if we're short, we shouldn't be. I haven't done the proper numbers, but we should be fine because of the extra that they have and that they make. Although I will have to double check because we may need to make 21. But for the most part, it's going to be a bit of a... No, I was going to say it's going to be a tight squeeze, but I don't think it will be. Alright, I'm going to work out a layer for this. Or a layout for this, I should say, which is going to be pretty similar to any other building we've done. Show it, and then I'm just going to repeat it. Because it's going to be done... If we only do 20, it's going to be done another 4 times. Which means this building going to be very tall. Like that one and that one. So it's not going to impact us for a little while. But found out a sad thing about our impure node over here. For the amount of constructors, assemblers that we need we are short 15 limestone to have this place run at maximum capacity, which is fine because for the moment that won't be an issue. Also, I don't have that being a Mark III at the moment, but there's an issue that we'll have to deal with down the line. And there's limestone nodes everywhere. There's another impure one sort of directly ahead at the base of these cliffs. There's a pure node up the top there. And lag. I think there's another one just over that direction close by. Not entirely sure, didn't go that way. But at the moment, we're not even using all the limestone from the one that we're siphoning from down there. Actually, just there. You see it. So we can just siphon 15 off of that and bring it down here. And over here... Oh, I've fallen down. I don't have my jetpack on. But the building here, this is sort of the easiest, straightest way we can get it down here. But again, not something we have to worry about until later on in the future. So here is our layout. Still keeping... We've got 3 on the side, 3 that side, for 6 per floor. And we're having to adopt the overflow method here. Well, we need it anyway, because we're going to have 21 of these machines, rather than the 20. But what we're doing is, we're going to bring in the limestone from this side of the building, and the quartz from that side. This is sort of duplicated down the bottom. And we're going to bring it in, split it, and then take it up higher. Just sort of work it that way, I guess, for 2 floors. And then for higher up, don't know how we'll work this out. But I'm just trying to spread it out a little bit more than what you normally would. Instead of doing this put on top again and again, for this would be this little bit that comes out of this first split. Won't happen to this floor. Next floor it'll just be normal splitters. And the floor after that, I'm going to try and do this again. So it's sort of kind of copied twice, I guess. Just to make things be a little bit more spread out. And then after that, we're just going to collect everything and probably just send it up one of the sides. Maybe down. Because I don't have a lot of room down here. But we'll see. Well, actually, I can't bring it down here because there's no room to store it. So I guess storage shall happen higher up. I'm also doing it this way so I don't have to do as much splitting down the bottom as well. Dividing all this up into either groups of 6, which is really, would only be 4 times. But anyway, this way just sort of makes the bottom floor splitting up a little bit easier. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and copy this up for another 4 layers, and then we have an extra 5th layer on top. And the final assembler has been put down, which is up the top. Technically the last thing I put in was a power pole, but point made regardless. There's only 3 floors that are, air quotes, identical. The 4th one is the one that has 3. Forgot that I was doing 6 per floor instead of 4. But anyway, the top one, only difference is it comes straight in and then immediately splits into the 3. So this one is a little bit better off. But at the same time, we had to do some finagling to get this to work. So on the 2nd floor, the item elevator lift that will be split from the bottom gets brought up. It has to swap sides because you can't maneuver them unless they're 2 windows apart, a window apart. Point being, can't have a conveyor belt come through this one and then loop around, go out that one. So the quartz and the, oh boy, what's it called? Limestone. Kind of swap sides, but that's neither here nor there. The only thing to do now is to actually add the rest of the walls, set up the bottom, and then put in one item to make sure it all goes where it's supposed to go. And so the tower is done, again, without a roof, so you can or ceiling, as you can kind of see through the top window there, blaring sun on the way. I was going to test it with just the quartz, but I figured we might as well make sure that both lines actually work and I haven't missed something. So we'll get the limestone in, and under here is a complete mess. I'm just using, down here, these sets of merger and splitters to essentially split the line into a third and 2/3. Pretty much, or exactly, a bit, because that's how it has ended up working out up the top. Well, that's coming in. You're going through, and we're just gonna have a quick dicky beak around to make sure that we have everything filling up with all of damn items. And the first floor looks to be going well. The way that I've connected this, that annoys me, but I'm not about to go messing with things right now. Unfortunately, the only way to go up and down is through the corners, and it in itself is a bit of an iffy mess. Yep, there is our swapping going, so they're going up there. You are not connected by the looks of it at all. You want to be that one, and then just need a normal 60 belt there. Okay, that one is shorted and fixed. Be hard to see you if you're going in, but it appears to be the case. The third floor, again having issues because I've not connected everything by the looks of it. Oh, hi. Again, just need a normal belt. That one. However, looks like the quartz is fine. Going in. And the final floor, which is probably completely filled up by now. Indeed it is. Boom shakalaka. We have it working. We just actually have to hook it up to power, and then collect it all either up here or elsewhere. Because the only issue is the amount that we want to go over there, max amount, is we don't have a belt. There's no belt big enough for that. So we're going to have to take 2 belts over there. Mark 5 and I don't know what else. But I think it would be better if I have all of this joined together in sort of one bin up here, and then I can split it off from there. And so just before we connect power with it to this, which we're just going to do by using that pole there, I have also gone around and connected all the outputs up into that bin. And it's a bit funky up the top here because I did that side first, came around to this side to copy it. They're sort of just zigzagging their way up here. We had the issue of the amount that was being made on this side was going to be greater than this conveyor belt once we get it, or start using it, by one machine, which is a little obnoxious. So I've taken all the output from the other 3 floors below this. That's just going in there, and then this top floor is just merging with the rest of that side, which should all be good. So, I believe we shouldn't run out of power, because we have about 1,000 or so watts that we can use at the moment. Let's see if we have. Yeah, looks like we're fine in terms of getting everything up. Not really. Well, that all came out of nowhere, I'm not gonna lie. But if all this stuff isn't actually going to keep up, we're going to be losing more quartz than we can gain. Because until we sort of go and fix our input from over there, we're going to have issues. Because it's still splitting with this building. It basically needs its own input. Or 2 inputs. Because, again, not all the quartz can fit on one line. So this thing in here is going to have to get a major upgrade. So this belt's going to have to change into that, and we're going to have to add another one in here. And then in the future, we may have to actually increase the size of this. Be one taller so we can actually put more things in there. Plus, that's just not going to keep up at all. But despite that, we still have silica out the wazoo. And we're going to need to get 2 lines. Let's try to land on top of here. From this building to that one. But before that, I suppose we should also make this building look more like a building. Much better. Again, we do roofs later, because this one will probably do something what this one probably should have done, and have an actual roof on it, or more or less what this one has and what this one should have had. I am reminded though that we will need 2 of these belts down here, so that thing is definitely going to have to double in height to get everything over here, unless we change to bring one of these from over there, which was going to be the initial plan, but this building didn't go that way as far as I thought it was going to. But anyway, let's at least get one side of this working and get these lines from there. They're just going to go down and across, just like so. And just for now, we're only going to be using just one of these, connect it up into the system. Although I prefer both of them to go and be connected at the same time. Right, that I click all the right things. Been a while since I've done building like that on camera, sort of directly. Cool, so we should see that go flying across the top. It'll go so far, fill up, and then merging along the other side. Then it goes blonk. It sort of blonked it a little bit slower than I thought it was going to. It's still going. My word. And then just slowly fill up and back up all the way. So then we should be good to just connect it to the grid. We're still good with power. All of these will turn on. And at least 4 of them will be running constantly. Well, I say constantly, but as close as they can. Let's see. If I look at least the first one and the last one, so at least 2 of them. Maybe? Nope. You're slowly losing your bauxite because I haven't got enough coming in because we don't have the things. But anyway, that's that. I couldn't have done that if I wanted to. There we go. We have that being made again. And to speed up the process, we're finally going to use what's in this bin and make some... Actually, no. No, we're not, because we need copper for that. Dang it. Anyway, I'm not sure what we're on for time for this episode. But if we have enough time, I would like to try and get maybe some of these being made into the actual usable sheets to make the belts, which will require us just to go get the copper over there and smelt it. So we don't have too much time left. We definitely have enough time to set up a somewhat temporary setup for the alkylate sheets. I believe that's what they're called. And These are both impure nodes, unfortunately. But even though they are, we should have just enough. Well, once we can get a Mark III miner down on one of them to use for our coppery needs. But for now, we're just going to have to use 2. And we will most certainly have enough time if we do it. And we'll definitely have enough time if we just place 1 and 2 miners. Merge their 2B outputs. Expand out the platforms so we can put up the temporary building. And bring the copper to the building. Place down some assemblers. 1, 2, 3. Put down some temporary splitters. Send out the aluminium to it. Connect the power to the miners. Do the same to the machines. Set them up to actually make the alkyd sheets. Put down the smelters for the copper. Connect them via a splitter. And the ore. Also give them power. Merge all of the copper back in here for literally no reason. Just because it can be split up again. Bring around and put in the aluminium. And then just plug all of them into the different inputs. And also set the copper to be made. Then just have to add down storage container, which I will have to move later. And combine in all of the outputs. And put them in. And then watch our lovely alkyd sheets go into storage. Just like that. Now this is very much overkill because we only need 1 smelter for 3 of these. As you can see, the recipe is 10 copper per 15 ingots. And considering that smelts 30, will be good. I also worked out that we... Oh, I didn't write it down. Roughly want maybe 18 of these machines. I don't think that's right, actually. I would be correct in that I'm wrong. That's a sentence. No. We can make 28 of these with when all 14 of these would be running. So that's another big building project that will have to happen at some point. But for now, we have the alkyd sheets being made, and we can go around and upgrade a couple of the outputs. And there's a couple of things I want to check on before we end today's episode. First of which is our supercomputer storage. As you can see, the first one has filled up. Hey, how you going, little buddy? Wow, I started today's episode. This one was, I think, about here with that one nearly full. So that's come a long way in today's episode. And the second is to check on these guys, which have skyrocketed up as well. I think they were only on this bin. So they've skyrocketed up. I was hoping to see some fly through. And it appears that we are actually making more silica than we can use at the moment, because this is completely full, which was unexpected. I didn't think... I'm guessing we're not using as much down there as I thought we were. But that's cool. And as far as I can tell, we're not going to be having a quartz problem. But bauxite seems to be fine as well. But I guess once we actually change these out to the brand, I didn't mean to grab some, to the new conveyor belts, we may potentially run out down here. And the last thing that I wanted to do for today was come over here and just double check how this was going. To realize that I never even fully upgraded this with power shards. I don't know why. What did we get up to? 600. So at this point, you're gonna fill up. Because... well, I heard noise, because this can't go fast enough. We can at least put down some of the Mark V belts, if not all of them. And then we will never have this issue. you will not go down now because of where it is. But that be super fast. And I think we're going to be just short on the amount that I need. Potentially. Right, so we got that one. That one. Never mind. We have the perfect amount. I am one short. The only issue is that it's this container is the one that's getting used. So I haven't even bothered with the other one. So but there we go. Now we're getting 600 of the bauxite per minute, which is fantastic. Be able to upgrade down at the bottom very easily. Might as well grab that. I don't think I had enough room when I initially came up here for that. But that's going to fix Uno problem 1 down there at least. Okay. Never mind. We are out of bauxite for the first container. Interesting. I was not aware of that. That's that's very good to know. Well then. Unexpected. And this should be completely full, I think. Yeah, well, almost completely full. So my guess then will be that I'm gonna have to connect this one to that one. So we don't run out. Then we'll get at what point does that start coming out? After the, I suppose after the animation ends? That's what it looks like. Oh boy. That's kind of dangerous. But at that point we are also now out of time for today. So that's probably why we're going to have the train just go up to the bauxite place and come back. Or better yet, if I say that correctly, be 2 separate trains. One for the quartz, one for the bauxite. Yeah, that ran out a lot quicker than I thought it was going to, and at the same time, blown over here a lot quicker than I thought it would. Very interesting. Yeah, well, then it just got over here. Well guys, that's going to have to do it for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to stick around, see some more. And next time we will, I suppose, make the actual alclad sheet factory. I guess. It's kind of the next thing that we need. And we might have to also separate the trains. But then again, I'm not sure whether I'm going to get an episode up next week or not. And hopefully, fingers crossed, by the time I get back or can record again, maybe the update with the trains fixes will have come out. That way we can just, I don't have to split the track up here. Because otherwise, well, I'll just have to compromise and get both of the trains dumping onto this one line for the time being. Anyway, that's all. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to stick around and see some more. And I'll see you guys next time. But until then, bye.